Hello and welcome to my presentation. My presentation is about oil and gas production. My name is Yusup. My instructor's name is Here you can see in picture, you can see movement of saccharide pump, which is the most commonly used type of artificial lifting method. And before I start my presentation, let me share with you my outline. My outline, as you can see here, consists of three parts. First is process after drilling. In this part, I will talk about the difference between wellhead and Christmas tree and what they're used for. Second, I will talk about hydrocarbon lifting ways. As you understand, it is about natural lift and artificial lift. Finally, I will conclude my presentation with my conclusion. So let me start my presentation with process after drilling. As I told you before, in this part, I will tell you about wellhead and Christmas tree. You can see two different pictures here. On the left side, it is wellhead. Right side, it is Christmas tree. The reason that it is called Christmas tree is because of having a lot of valves and chokes. A lot of people think that they're the same, but actually they're not. The difference between them is wellhead is used both during drilling and production, and another difference is wellhead is used for providing suspension point and providing pressure control, as I understood. And the Christmas tree, it provides this control of flow of fluid formation. In other words, it helps us to control the formation of fluids flow. Christmas tree, it helps us to control this flow of formation fluid. By closing and opening the valves, we can control the flow of formation fluid. And after we get our oils, the Christmas tree, we can send them to a separator through the pipeline. Christmas tree, it is mounted on top of wellhead. So the both of them as a combination, they give us good production and good protection from the danger. And another thing is Christmas tree is a primary barrier, just like drilling mud, primary barrier of drilling. During drilling, there are two barriers, primary barrier and the secondary barrier. These two barriers help us to protect ourselves, to protect our equipments. Drilling mud is a primary barrier. If it fails, we'll start using BOP. Just like this on production, Christmas tree is a primary barrier. If it fails, we'll start using downhole safety valve or DHSV. So this is about the tools, the process after drilling. So let me move to the next part. It is about the scheme. Here you can see scheme. In order to better understand the scheme, I'd like to divide it into three parts. First is the left part, middle part, and the right part. In the left part, you can see production side. Middle part, you can see separation side. On the right side, you can see exportation side. On the left side, here we have, as you can see on scheme, we have 5 wellheads and 2 injection wells. We need injection wells in order to increase our productivity, efficiency of producing oil. We get oil from the reservoir through the thanks to Christmas tree and wellhead, and once we get them, we'll send them to separators. Separators is an essential part of production. Thanks to them, if we are gas producing oil, we'll separate our gas from other matter, and if we got oil producing oil, we'll only separate our oil and we'll burn off the gas. So there are 3 types of separators: vertical, horizontal, and cylindrical, as I understood. And once our oil comes from wellhead to the separator, once it enters the separator, our formation fluid will hit the paddle, and once it hits the paddle, the gas inside our matter, hydrocarbons, it'll be released due to the heating and the paddle. And the oil and gas, as the heavier than gas, as the heavier than gas, they'll go to the bottom, and the gas is lighter than oil and water, that's why it'll go to the top. Oil and gas, in order to separate oil and gas, we need to wait for some time, and after some time, oil will be separated from gas, and they'll be created oil and water contact. Oil will stay on top of water will be on bottom of oil, and the gas will go to the top, and it will be filtered through the mixed extractor. Mixed extractor helps us to filter our gas from the droplets of hydrocarbons or water or other heavy particles as well. Once these droplets are caught by mixed extractor, it'll fall down and we'll get oil and water. We'll get oil or gas. And this is about the separation part. Actually, there are a lot of things to talk about separation, but I'm telling it briefly because of short time. Here you can see on the right side, once we finish our separating by using a pump, we'll send our oil or gas to refinery process through the oil pipeline or gas pipeline. So let me move to the next part. It is about hydrocarbon lifting ways. On slide you can see two pictures. On the left side you can see pressure gauge. On the right side you can see artificial lifting methods or equipments. Left side, here you can see pressure gauge with a high pressure. The reason that I put this pressure is because in the beginning our reservoir will have great pressure to push our oil to the surface. Natural lifting way it is done when the pressure of reservoir is high enough to push the oil to the surface. And but there are some obstacles that might decrease the pressure of reservoir, such as having this viscous heavy oil will decrease the pressure of oil reservoir, and also the friction of our oil and the wall of our pipe will also decrease the pressure of reservoir, and also this sending our oil to through the surface facilities will also require a lot of pressure. Once our natural pressure is finished, we'll bring the well back with the to the life with the help of artificial lift. Artificial lifts are divided into this six parts, but these four common types that are staying on the left side this is the commonly used ones, as I understood, and the ones that are staying on the right side, the two ones, they're the less commonly used. The most commonly used are the Saccharode pump, and the next one is hydraulic pump. Third one is ESP or electric submersible pump. Fourth one is gas lift. They're written in what case we use these methods, and as you know, we use each of them. Each of them they differ from each other, and we use each of them depending on how deep our well is, depending on how viscous our oil is. Yes, all they have their own functions. But I will only talk about Saccharode pump in detail because as we lacking from time. So let me move to the second part. Another part is called Saccharode pumping. Here you can see Saccharode pump. We can see Saccharode pump from everywhere, right? From the roads, high roads, from the outside of city, because it is the one that is commonly used. It has a lot of parts: power, V-belt, gearbox, and walking beam and horse head. Power creates energy with the help of electricity or field gas. Once our power creates electricity energy, it'll go to the gearbox with the help of V-belt. Gearbox and power box, they're connected to each other with the help of V-belt, and the gearbox is the one that converts rotational movement into reciprocating movement, and the walking beam will start moving up and down. And the walking beam is connected to the horse head. Horse head has two rods, and those two rods will be lowered up and down. Once it is lowered, walking beam also lower, and once it is raised, walking beam will also raise. On the bottom of surface we also have different types of processes. There are two balls, standing valve and a traveling valve. When this walking beam raises up, it will be opened and the hydrocarbons will enter. When the walking beam lowers down, they'll be closed, and no hydrocarbon will enter our pipeline. So this is how it works. So thanks for your watching and thanks for listening. As a result, I would like to tell you that oil and gas production is the essential part, the most important part of oil and gas industry. Oil, as you know, everything that we use in our everyday life, they're made out of petroleum products. That's why oil and gas production is essential. It consists of many interesting parts such as lifting ways, this equipment that I told you before, this wellhead, Christmas tree, separators, and pumps, different stuff as well. So this is all I understood from the oil and gas production. Thanks for listening.